Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, I did finish the week with 12 wins and 1 loss for a win rate of 92.31%. So definitely pleased about that, considering it was a short week. Usually short weeks I don't do so well, but only having 1 loss on a short week is very, very good. So with that said, we'll just jump right into it. Monday, obviously, was President's Day. The market was closed. So Tuesday, the 20th, trade ideas room. I said SPY puts under 497, which is this is Friday. 497 is this low right here, and first 10-minute candle is red. So I took puts at new lower day on the second 10-minute candle. I took the 49.75 puts at 720, and they went from 720 to 1250. So that ended up working out pretty good. Then I took puts again at 10, right here. Right here. Not quite sure why I took it again. We probably thought maybe it was going to collapse. Where were we on the hourly? Yeah, I thought, yeah, maybe we were going to, no, this was Friday's low. Not Friday, that's Friday. Thursday, Wednesday's low's right here. So yeah, probably was looking at that, thinking if we lose Wednesday's low, we're probably going to go to 492. So, we took this trade here. It bounced a little bit, so when it came back down to new lower day underneath 496.40, I grabbed puts again. I grabbed the 49.70 puts this time, because I had 49.75 right here. I took 49.70 this time at 820. They went from 820 to 1090 right there. Kind of a little, not quite sure why I took it right there like that, except for, like I said, that at least 490. Where were we? It's just the 20th, yeah. We got a 490. Let's see, we weren't even at 494. We're at 496 right here, which is right here. So yeah, I wasn't even looking at that, I don't think. Not quite sure what I was going at, was doing right here, but when it broke new lower day, I took it again. Underneath this 496.40. Kind of still scratch my head why I did this, but either way, puts played out 820 to 1090. I'm not going to complain about that. I took puts again at 1132, which is right here. I think I took them underneath VWAP right in here. I think I took it right around the 496.50 or 60ish area. Pushed through VWAP, rejected the 20 EMA, went underneath the bodies of these candles underneath 496.60. I'll just say 60. I took the 49.70 puts again at 620, and they went from 620 to 820 right here. So they moved a little bit. 1132, yeah, right here. Got that little drop from here to here. It bounced a little bit, then I didn't take it right there. So only 3 trades on Monday. Remember, I got other accounts I'm trading in, so I kind of just focus on the SPX in the main account, the first few plays, that I go look at the other accounts and stuff like that. So that's why you need to be in all the rooms to catch all the plays. Otherwise, you're just going to get a few plays, 3 or 4 plays on SPX. I'm not trading a bunch like I used to. Less is more. With that said, even though I'm actually trading the same amount, I'm just breaking it across a bunch of accounts. So let's see, FOMC day Wednesday, which is the 21st, trade ideas room, SPY puts under 495, which is right here at this low. First 10-minute candle is green. I took puts at right here at new lower day, thinking, okay, we were going to dump right here because we're bouncing at this 495 area. I wasn't really looking at calls, but when it came make new lower day, I grabbed the 49.50 puts at 640. And it popped up, and I ended up stopping out at 150. So I could have held a lot more, but I just, I mean, not holding more. I could have stopped out faster, but I just didn't. I think I stopped out over here somewhere. I don't remember. I held it for a while, I think. But yeah, it didn't break new lower day. This is why I don't like trading before FOMC, because if you go and trade before FOMC, you can take a bunch of losses before the actual play, because the whole purpose of FOMC day is to play FOMC, and that's not until 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you take a bunch of losses before then, you're less apt to trade. So it's just better just to take the morning off, go do whatever, come back at 1:30, and getting ready for FOMC, because all the action is going to be after, at FOMC and after. But the last few times we have FOMC, we've had a little bit of movement, and of course I usually stay out of it and wait. But of course at this time I tried to thinking that we were going to dump right here, get a little bit of movement, and it just was a fake out, and we just channeled. So yeah, it was not that great. So first loss of the week, and only loss for the week right there. I probably could have avoided that if I didn't trade it, and I just held out for FOMC. So with that said, FOMC is right here. I took the play a little early. I took the 49.60 puts at 480, and I took the 49.70 calls at 440. And it dumped right here. Actually, it popped a little first. And actually, I'm not quite sure if it dropped first. Let me see. Let me look at the exits on that. Yeah, it dropped first. Yeah, that's what I think it dropped first. So when it dropped right here, you can see that long wick right there. I dumped the puts at 840. Well, they went to 840. I dumped them like at $8 or something like that. It was close to the high of the day. And then when it went back up, because when it dropped, I sold my puts, and when it came back up, I think I dumped my calls, because I dumped my calls at 3 because they were at 440. So I had a nice, good little play on FOMC, a good solid play on FOMC. Then it dropped. I took puts at 223, which is right here, right when it broke low a day. Actually, I think I grabbed it when it broke 494. I think I actually got it at low a day. Let's see, because it went from 590 to 1080. No, I probably got it up here. I think I got it up here. Because when it dropped, it popped back up, and when it came back down, I think I grabbed it underneath the 490, under 495. That's where I grabbed it. So I grabbed the 49.60 puts at 590, and then went from 590 to 1080. So that ended up being a good move. So sorry if my voice is cracking and I sound weird. I'm probably getting a cold because the weather here is really, really, really crazy. It's really warm. Then the next day it's below zero. Then it's really warm. Then it's going to be below zero again. It's going to do that like 2 or 3 times this week. And my body does not like these $20 degree difference overnight swings. My body does not like that. So it's probably gonna make me sick. I'm probably already sick, but whatever. But that's why I sound weird, because it's been warm, then it got really cold, and it's gonna get warm again tomorrow, and it's gonna get really cold in a couple of days, it's gonna get really warm again. My body doesn't like that shit. So anyway, so we cut the puts right here, and then I switched to calls at 330 right here when I got over 494.75. I grabbed the 49.50 calls at 650, and they went from 650 to $33 if he held all the way through. So that ended up being a really good play. Caught the FOMC, got a nice play of that. Caught the puts right here underneath the 495 area, got a nice drop on that. Then it started to find the bottom. Then it popped up. When it popped up, I just grabbed calls thinking we were going to V-rally and get back into it, and we did. So this was also... this craziness was because of NVIDIA. So NVIDIA hype right there, and just NVIDIA, this line up here, this white line is all-time high. From over here, we tested it here pre-market, and we dropped, and this is Nvidia, the Nvidia run right here, the earnings run. So, so what I was thinking was, because we had a huge gap up, we gapped up from what, 497 to 503. We had a $6 gap up. I was looking for a fade. I was looking that we were going to gap up and fade, and we just gapped up, and all the RSIs and Nvidia was way overbought. It killed their earnings, and this usually when you have these monster gap ups, you usually do end up having a little bit of either chop or a drop. People taking profit, but it dropped the first 10-minute candle, but it never broke lower day, so I didn't touch it. And I was not comfortable buying calls, so I waited and and it just did nothing but just gap up massively and just grind slowly up. And I just was not gonna play it, so I almost didn't take any trades that day whatsoever. Kept grinding up, wasn't touching it. Then when it finally dropped right here, and it pulled back to the 20 EMA. I got it off the 20 EMA bounce. I bought the 50-85 calls at 680, and they went from at 680 to 910 right there. So I took a chance I was going to bounce off the 20 EMA, and it did. That was my only play of the day, and it ended up working out. Just the NVIDIA AI train is just going more and more. It's just really ridiculous. Now it kept going. Of course, it just grinds up more, gaps up more. Then it finally does end up dumping finally. But first 10-minute candles green. Actually, before I get into that, what was okay? I gotta switch over for a minute. Go to, because I played SMCI. Okay, let's get over here. So I traded his room on 23rd. SPY puts into 507.50, which is right down here at the PDC level. And of course it just grinded up, and it did have a little bit of a drop. I didn't touch it. I just looked at SMCI. I've been playing on Fridays, especially after these monster run-ups, because it went up to 1,000 again on Thursday. So Friday was big tail candle right here, and I grabbed it underneath. I'm not sure. I think I grabbed it underneath this low of 900. I think I grabbed it right around 900. I think it's 900 where I got it. So I grabbed it 850 puts at 941, which is down here, right at 900. So the 850 puts I got at 790, and it went from 790 to 1990 right there. Then I took SPX puts at 1029, which is right here. Blow this up a little bit. You can see the grind up. It broke out, but it was a fake out. Then it went from higher day to lower day. I almost took puts right there, but I was in SMCI. And look at the inside candle. This is just a nightmare to trade, because if you took calls, you would have got faked out. If you took puts, I mean, when you're doing this, you either don't trade it or you just take one side and just see what happens. Because if you took calls right here, you got stopped out, then you switched to puts, then you would have got stopped out, then you would have gone back and forth. You could have had 2 or 3 losses right here, versus just having one side and just seeing what happens. Instead of taking 2 or 3 losses, you could have just waited to see what happened. And after the massive run up I had, I was only looking at puts. I was not touching calls. So to me, SMCI dumping on Friday was a blessing. So I'm happy about that. So when it did finally break this area, because you got the wick in the body, when it finally broke below 509, that's when I took the 1595 put to 640, and they went from 640 to 930. So they ended up doing pretty good. Then I took the last 2 plays of the day. I took SMCI. I took puts at 1045, which is right here. Massive red candles. green candle right here. Went up to VWAP, rejected. When it came back below and broke the 860, I think 865 areas where I grabbed it. I grabbed the 830 puts at 680, and they went from 680 to 2160. So they went over 200% in that drop right there. It bounced up to the 20 EMA, which is this blue line. And when it rejected a little bit, I grabbed puts underneath 855. With 145. No, I didn't grab right there. I thought I grabbed it there, but I didn't. I grabbed it right. Time I grabbed it 184, 145. So I grabbed it right here. So yeah, I did grab it underneath 860. I grabbed it. I didn't grab it here. I grabbed it over here. So I grabbed it 850 puts at $6, and they went from $6 to $9.10. I was not going to hold for a big run because a couple things is, look at the size of these candles. They're big candles. Then they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It means volatility is winding down. You want to see these big candles, and we're not having them. I mean, the last big candle was this one. They started getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So when it broke 860, the candles are pretty small, and I was not expecting a major move. We could have just dumped a lower day, but because the candles were so small, a lot smaller than over here, that the volatility was winding down, and I was not expecting a crazy move. So getting the 850 puts at $6 and going from $6 to $9.10, being a $3 plus move, that was a pretty good move. So I'm not going to complain about that. So SMCI has been fun to play on Fridays. We played last week too. It's a good change of pace. It's probably good that we did do that because I did not like too much of the action on SPX. SPY has just not been fun to play with all this craziness going on. So hopefully next week or this week coming up, it won't be nearly as bad. So hopefully something will happen. NVIDIA and the AI stocks are just running everything again. So I'm sure we're probably going to have another week or two of this craziness going on. So we'll have to see what actually ends up happening. We'll just take it day by day, and that's all we can do. So that's going to do it for the recap, and thanks for watching.